Ha-ha! My Blargian Snagglebeast devours your mutant swamp fly. Oh yeah, I bet you didn't see that one coming. Hey, what are you doing?
Check and mate.
What? That's cheating!
On the contrary, the rules clearly state that the Blargian Snagglebeast has an allergic reaction to swamp flies that last 2 turns. Ooh, it is on again.
Your luck is extraordinary, sir. But do you lose as gracefully as you will?
I would not know, Maximilian. I never lose.
There is a first time for everything. Agent Clank! You missed! So much for the famous secret agent!
Shocking. Bring the car around, Jeeves, and mind the ejector seat this time.
Stay tuned for more Secret Agent Clank.
Man said to stay.
Known as notes for these tentacle-eyed terrors. Indeed, this backwater planet may be completely destroyed in a matter of hours. Darla Gratch, Channel 64 News.
We're going home.
But Velden is in the Solana Galaxy. Oh no, not the gravimetric warp drive. The untested gravimetric warp drive. The one you built from Blargian scrap metal?
Coming?
We are doomed.
You were saying?
I stand corrected.
I just hope we're not too late.
Greetings, Client 91802, and welcome back to the Solana Galaxy.
These must be the Galactic Rangers.
Hey, look! It's a new sergeant!
Huh?
Here, Sarge, you can have my gun. There's too many of them! We're all gonna die!
Press circle to fire your shock blaster.
See you, Sarge. We're pinned down by that enemy vehicle. Somebody's gotta take it out.
Let me guess. That somebody is me.
We gotta volunteer. Here, Sarge, take this. We'll cover you. From back there!
Try using the nitro launcher against that vehicle. Select weapons, hold triangle, and select an icon with the left analog stick. Hold L1 to precisely target your weapon. has increased.
What's the situation?
The Noids have fallen back to a base in F Sector. We have orders to go in and take them out. F Sector? No way. Game over, man. We're all gonna end up as scrap metal.
Get back in there, Trooper. We've got a planet to save.
Sir, yes, sir. Not me. I'm afraid of heights. Stay frosty, people. The Noids could be hiding anywhere. Watch out! They're coming out of the rubble! The Noid dropships! Waste those Terranoids! The doors have opened! Look out!
To strafe, hold down L2 or R2 while running.
Destroy that vehicle! We have a transmission from the president!
How are things on the front lines, soldier? Is that Secret Agent Clank?
Greetings, sir. We're here to help.
Well, this is an honor, and I see you brought your chauffeur along.
What? No. Hold on a second, sir.
Agent Clank, we must stop Dr. Nefarious. As you may know, only one man has ever faced him and survived. I've just received a top-secret report on that man's whereabouts. Here, take a look.
On tonight's episode of Nature's Mysteries, we examine the Florana tree beast. Deep in the dense growth of Florana's Jambu forest lives a mysterious creature. Or maybe he doesn't. It's one of Nature's Mysteries!
I seen him run right through our camping site. He was buck naked, screaming and holding a banana. Or maybe it weren't a banana. It could be.
One of Nature's Mysteries! Legend tells that this mysterious creature is actually one of the greatest superheroes who ever lived. Shamed by his recent past, he is now one of Nature's Mysteries! Tune in and find out the answers.
We need you to find this man. The fate of the galaxy may depend on it.
Are you sure this is the guy you're looking for, Mr. President? Yeah, he seems like kind of a, wacko.
You may be right, but he's the best chance we've got. I know you boys won't let me down.
You can count on us, sir.
Your weapon has upgraded. Your controller can be configured with multiple button maps, including a map that places the fire command on R1. To change to a different button map, press Start, then enter the Options menu and select Controls. To perform a high jump, hold R1 and press X. To perform a long jump, run, then press R1 and X at the same time. Climb a ladder by jumping onto it and pressing X until you reach the top. Inferno mode. Your armor and wrench attack have been greatly increased for a limited time. Jump between walls. Jump, then press X in midair while next to a wall. You can reverse the camera controls in the options menu.
Ratchet, we have company.
Where?
Behind you.
Where?
Behind you.
Very funny. You having a good time?
You trespass on sacred ground. Now you walk path of death.
But, sir...
Path of death!
to the camera, tap L1.
Not be.
Okay, we walked your path of death. Now, tell us what you know about Dr. Nefarious.
Huh?
Dr. Nefarious! They say you're the only man to ever beat him.
Huh?
Jeez, this guy's even dumber than...
Captain Quark?
Yeah, Captain Quark! That's it, Quark. You've had this coming for a long time.
Some opponents may be too powerful to defeat with your wrench. Gadgetron recommends using your other weapons.
So, Quark has completely lost his mind. Now what?
Just keep the mask on. He thinks you are his new leader.
Great.
Incoming call.
This is Captain Sasha of the Starship Phoenix. The President has asked me to assist you.
Hi.
I see you have located Captain Quark.
Yeah, we got him, but, well, he thinks he's a monkey.
Of course. Bring him to the Phoenix and we'll see what we can do. Sasha out.
Look at that, Clank. This ship is amazing.
Welcome aboard the Phoenix, gentlemen.
Whoa.
Impressive, isn't she? The Phoenix is the pride of the galactic fleet. She's equipped with the latest technology. Holodeck training suite, auto vendors for armor and weapons, virtual firing range, starfighter upgrade system, even a Gadgetron VG9000 game system.
A VG9000?
Of course. With a Mavix Fireball Pro controller, VR headset, and a zero-G dance pad attachment.
Will you marry me?
Well, you've obviously had an exhausting trip. Why don't you stop by your quarters? We prepared a custom living area for Quark, so he won't get in your way. Come meet me on the bridge when you're ready.
To view the world map, press Select or R3.
Ratchet, you need to take Quark to his cage before you can enter the bridge. Welcome to the Phoenix Trophy Room. Whenever a crew member is awarded a Medal of Honor, it is displayed here. This is the Phoenix VR deck. Here you can train in combat simulations or practice using new gadgets. These are your quarters. I set up the VG9000 to play vid comic discs.
How do you think he got like this?
Well, the life of an intergalactic superhero can be very stressful.
Yeah. Anyway, you're telling me this nutcase is our only hope for stopping Nefarious? We're hosed.
Great. Meet me on the bridge.
Press triangle to interrupt these messages. You can disable help messages in the options menu.
We're losing the signal. Try boosting the power.
Isn't that the president?
They came out of nowhere! Tyrannoid invasion force! Presidential compound has been breached! Cannot hold out much longer here.
Mr. President! Dad! Are you there?
Dad?
Robotic citizens of the Solana Galaxy, the hour of your liberation is at hand! Too long have we robots suffered under the bigotry, the stupidity, the squishiness and foul stench of organic life forms. Soon, all robots will bask in the liberty and equality of my benevolent, iron-fisted rule. And as for you filthy organic life forms, you can look forward to being disintegrated. That's all for now.
Plot a course from Arcadia. Maximum speed. Prepare the dropship for planetary assault. We're going in.
We'll see you on Arcadia.
To view your current missions, select the missions menu from the pause screen.
This
you made it, sir! The presidential compound is on the other side of the city! Keep your head down! The turnoids are crawling all over the place!
Triangle to cycle through the last 3 weapons you have equipped. The jackpot crate multiplies all bolts and experience gained for a limited time. Sir, a second wave of turnoids just landed. They're attacking the compound from the other side. We could sure use your help.
You got it!
Follow me to the dropship.
ladies. Let's move out. Sarge, cover those Rangers. If we lose the whole squad, it's all over. Incoming! They're everywhere! You saved our cans! Need to take out those enemy dropships. The sauces are just icing on the cake. Fire wheel! defenses online yesterday.
Enemies appear red on the radar. Allies appear blue. Mission objectives appear green.
Those turrets can only target aircraft. You'll need to handle the ground troops yourself. Have launched an all-out assault. We need those air defenses online yesterday. Those turrets can only target aircraft. You'll need to handle the ground troops yourself.
Ratchet Clank? You're even more impressive in person than you are on the holovid. And I must say, I've never seen a chauffeur fight like you do, son. Who says you can't find good help these days, right, Clank? Sasha's told me a lot about you. Don't get any ideas, kid. She is way out of your league. Sasha filled me in on the Quark situation. I'm told the man thinks he's a monkey?
He has lost his memory, sir.
Well, then you'll simply have to find it for him. We need our star player back in the game ASAP. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
My daughter tells me you're a man who's good with his hands, Ratchet.
Sir, I swear I never...
The city's laser shield went down during the attack. Now, we are defenseless without it. I sent out a repairman to fix it, but he disappeared. I need you to get that shield system back online.
Yes, sir. We're on it.
The refractor will let you redirect laser beams. Just equip it and stand in the path of the laser. Hold L1 and use the left analog stick to aim the beam.
There should be a spider symbol somewhere in that room. Use the beam to lead the spider drone over the symbol and then zap it with the laser.
Hey, look, it's Al. Got the shields up yet?
Silence! I am concentrating.
What the? That's a Quark vid comic.
Excuse me. It is a historically accurate interactive graphic novel.
How can you use the city's defense network to play a video game?
Simple. I bypassed the security server with a 626 hex matrix adapter and reprogrammed the graphic subprocessor.
No, I mean, it's... Clank, you speak, nerd.
It appears you have a feedback loop in the induction coils of your DB3 signal processor.
Impossible! I ran a recursive checksum on the signal matrix. Hey, there is a feedback loop. I don't know what happened.
May we borrow this vid comic?
Treat it gently. It is a first edition.
Perhaps this will help restore Quark's memory.
Shield power restored.
Watch and learn, Clank. This is how a real hero gets it done.
These are the real-life adventures of Captain Quark, the greatest superhero the galaxy has ever known.
Hey, this thing on?
Meticulously reconstructed by our crack research team with the aid of eyewitness accounts, bathroom gossip, wild speculation, and a magic 8-ball. In the early days of the 5th Solarian equinox, the Solana galaxy was terrorized by a notorious pirate known as Captain Blackstar.
Ahoy! Anybody else got a craving for fish and chips?
Though still in the prime of his youth, Captain Quark was already a living legend.
I was beating him up with a stick.
However, no previous adventure could have prepared Quark for his encounter with the dread pirate Blackstar and his crew of... Oh, please tell me this is a typo.
That's robotic pirate ghosts. Guess reading wasn't your subject, eh, Professor?
Right. Now we begin the interactive portion of Episode 1. Booty is in the eye of the beholder.
just picked up an officially licensed Quark token. Collect all the tokens in the level to earn a secret prize. Bling, bling, baby! The red ones are worth 10 Quark tokens. Old-timers say a giant robotic space eel haunts this ship. What a bunch of hooey! Press circle to fire my blaster. Hold down R1 and move the left analog stick for precision aiming. A nice juicy health upgrade. Remember, cadets, there's one in every level.
I mean, I've worked on some real junk, but this one takes the cake. Pirate, ghost, robots. What do they think, we're idiots?
Hey, Professor, snap to it!
Once again, the citizens of the Solana Galaxy owed their lives to the dauntless courage of the remarkable man behind the cube. With great reluctance, Quark accepted a meager fee for his services and promptly donated the entire sum to the Quark for Tots Scholarship Fund, a charity providing makeovers and buxom bimbos for needy people named Quark.
I've got a big heart. Mr. President? Yes, I got the fruit basket, thanks. It turns out I'm allergic to prunes. Yeah, who knew? What? Blackwater City is under attack. Yes, sir, I'm on my way.
The exciting, all-true, right, adventures of Captain Quark continue in Episode 2.
Well, who's that handsome devil?
It appears Quark has regained his memory.
Hey, this dressing room isn't fit for a pig! What kind of shoddy production are you people running?
That's him, all right.
He may need a while to adjust. In the meantime, I've got a mission that's perfect for you two. We've just learned of a prototype holographic device that can disguise the user as a Tyrannoid, even allowing him to speak Tyrannese.
Is it just me, or do you smell bananas?
Anyway, the device happens to be the grand prize on this week's Annihilation Nation. Check it out.
Tonight on Annihilation Nation, we feature an all-new Death Course. Let's meet tonight's victim. Contestant, Fred. Fred is a Gadgetron accountant who claims he once had a Morpho Ray go off in his pants. What a champ. Let's take a look at what he's up against. Doesn't look too bad now, does it? Good luck, Fred! Next!
Another day, another death course.